With the eighth selection in the first round of the 2021 OHL Priority Selection, the Owen Sound Attack select Colby Barlow from the Toronto Marlboros U16.
What's not to like about Colby? I mean, I'll be straight up. I did not speak with his group until really Thursday night before the draft, because I had no idea he'd be available. So quite honestly, Colby was a guy that I thought could have been a top 3 pick, definitely a top 5 pick. So to be able to select him where we did, we were ecstatic to have the opportunity. And I mean, he's got great hockey IQ. He's got tremendous size. He's got good feet, but like for most big guys, they need to continue to work on their feet, but he competes. And the one thing that I don't care what analytics do, they'll always keep track of goal scoring. And that's the one thing that he does, is he scores goals. He enjoys scoring. He's got a great shot. In my time in Owen Sound, I've never had the ability to draft a player like Colby Barlow.
With the third selection in the third round of the OHL Priority Selection, Owen Sound Attack select Cal Ewens from the Quinte Red Devils.
A smaller, very elusive, smooth puck-moving defender, undersized, but he's a strong kid. He's got an active stick and he's got great feet. I see him as a guy moving down the road. He's going to be a solid puck mover, probably be able to anchor the power play.
With the eighth selection in the third round of the 2021 OHL Priority Selection, the Owen Sound Attack select Thomas Chaffe from the Notre Dame Hounds U18.
Thomas was a guy that we really only got to see a few weeks prior to the draft at a couple of skates that we were at. But at every single skate, we thought he was one of the best players on the ice. And there was some higher end, a lot of first round picks on the ice. So we had an idea of where his skill level was. We had him sort of earmarked for that third round, and he was still there. We had him in a grouping with some other players, but Thomas is a very fast, high skilled player that not only has those assets as a player, but he combines them, and he can play the game with pace with his skill set, which we thought was would put him above a lot of other kids.
Owen Sound Attack select Thacker from the Oakville Rangers U16.
He's big, strong, puck-moving defender that we like down the road as a guy that's going to be able to come in and play and take some good minutes or eat some good minutes and basically be accountable, 200-foot guy that might even be able to play with some, underrated skills. I think if he can continue to improve, and like the next few kids we drafted, incrementally get better each year, I think by the time he's 18, he's going to be incredibly effective in the league.
Owen Sound Attack select Kyle Morey from the Kitchener Junior Rangers U16.
Hardworking, another guy that we see as a guy that can incrementally get better each year. We really like his upside. Kyle's a smart player, distributes pucks, and already I think he already knows his way around the 200-foot ring. I think for us, as I mentioned, we were shocked to get Colby Barlow with our first pick, so we felt quite fortunate there. But we were pretty happy. We were prepared going into the draft. We were able to get some players where we didn't think they would be available, and I'm sure mostly everybody would say the same thing. This is one of those drafts where I think a lot of guys had okay ideas on players, but nobody really knew how the draft was going to play out. Where unlike a lot of other years, you would have seen some of the higher end kids, let's say 15 to 20 times. We only saw kids 4 or 5 times this year, and some kids not at all. So the notes that you had on them, it gave you a situation to, if you really liked them, to see if they were in a situation, a spot in a position where it became highly advantageous to take them. I think we had more than a few of those throughout the draft where we felt we couldn't pass on them at that point. And we did have a few boys where we set them back and took kids over, and they were still there later on, which we felt were great picks at that point.